science lab is that we launched Viking 1 and Viking 2 from here in 1975, the first one in August 20th and the next one on September the 8th. And those are a couple of the missions that went out to Mars to look down and verify that everything was okay and give us some of the data that we're using to figure out where we want the Mars Science Laboratory to land. So those occurred from Complex 41. Additionally, we had some Titan commercial launches that occurred from Complex 41. Another interesting note is back in the late 60s they made a movie called Marooned, and part of the scene was filmed out in the clean enclosure of 41. Gregory Peck was in it. He launched Darren McGavin in a capsule that went out to rescue Richard Chamberlain, who was in orbit. Gene Hackman. There were two of them in the capsule and there wasn't enough air, so Gene Hackman went out and let Richard Chamberlain live. Darren McGavin went up and got him and brought him back. By the way, Darren McGavin launched through the eye of a hurricane. Well, it was a movie, come on. So that's another piece of trivia for Complex 41. Behind you is the building, the vertical integration facility that we stacked the rocket on. The mobile launcher platform is the steel, the gray steel construction there. We'll stack the booster first, the Atlas booster first. Then we'll put on solids if that configuration has solids. Then we'll put the Centaur, the second stage, on top of it. Pardon me. We'll roll it out to the pad, fuel it with the propellants. So RP1 for the fuel for the booster, liquid oxidizer for the fuel, the oxidizer for the booster, liquid oxidizer and liquid hydrogen for the Centaur. That's the second stage. We'll do a countdown test just prior to igniting the RD-180 engine. We'll stop. We'll detank the liquid oxidizer, liquid hydrogen in the second stage, liquid oxygen of the first stage, and then roll back to the vertical integration facility with the RP-1 still on board. Then we'll bring out the encapsulated satellite, lift it up and set it on top of the Centaur. We'll make sure that the satellite doesn't break the rocket doesn't break the satellite, that they're talking together, and then typically the day before launch we will roll it out to the pad and set it on the launch mount. We can roll as few as 14 hours prior to launch if we needed to do that. So this morning at about 8 o'clock is when we rolled the vehicle out to the pad and set it down on the launch mount there. Okay, are there any questions I can answer about the booster or the rocket? Yes, sir.
What is the kind of venting over there? What does that sound?
Well, there's some air conditioning going on right now.
ECS, Environmental Control System. So it's pushing, clean, and pushing.
Sir, 4 feet away from the fence.
Tourists, that's all.
Not with our group.
Above average tourists maybe, but tourists nonetheless.
Did that answer your question, sir?
Yes, it did.
Okay. One other piece of trivia about this rocket. We build our Atlas rockets up in Decatur, Alabama. Normally, we bring them down to the Cape or out to Vandenberg on the Antonov. It's a very large cargo plane. But this one was able to come down on the Delta Mariner. That's a ship that we built to transport our Delta IV rockets. The Delta IV first stage is as large as a 727 fuselage, so there's not an airplane big enough to transport it. So we built a vessel to bring it down over the waters and bring it here. This Atlas was the first one that we transported in that Delta Mariner from Decatur, Alabama, through the Tennessee River, the Mississippi River, into the Gulf, around the Keys to the Cape. And so we saved a lot of money by doing it that way. In the future, we would like to do that as much as we can in order to save money for the government and our customers.
Are those the cameras that are going to document the launch?
Well, those are some of the remote cameras we put up there. Some media have put some up there. And we also have some professional photographers that ULA has, that JPL hires, and people like that.
Do they survive the launch usually?
Yeah, oh, from here, yeah, they'll survive. The thrust goes down and then out the little convex over there that's coming out, and it goes out towards the east.
What do you use to record a sound?
What's that? We do have some sensors out there to record the sound.
So how much did you get replaced after this thing wiped off?
Very little. We designed it so we wouldn't have to replace a lot of the equipment. There's a couple of umbilicals that are going to get burnt up. The ones that are going from the mobile launcher platform over to the rocket, some of those get destroyed and you can't refurbish them, so you have to replace those. But very little. There's Halifax on the mobile launcher platform. It's an ablative material and works well. Yes, sir.
I've never said you built the bills.
Well, yeah, as it comes out of the trenches, you can see a berm that's going to shoot it up and over. Actually, that was for the Titan 4s when we launched Titan 4s here, the first Titan 4 we launched. We were launching Titan 3s and 34Ds. We burned a little bit of the area just on the other side of the fence over there. Okay. But for the first Titan 4, we had a fire going from this side all the way out to the main road out there, about a quarter of a mile. Okay. So we built that berm to be able to shoot it up and over. You can see 4 lightning protection towers up there. They've got catenary lines that are going, that attach to them. They actually attract the lightning charge, bring it down into the ground and dissipate it. So anybody that's working within the cone of protection there for the lightning protection towers can be out here even during a lightning storm and still be safe.
Technically, emotionally.
Look here, we put solid rocket motors out there underneath that, and we've never had any problems at all. Yes, sir.
With the Titan malfunction, what were those cars that got...
What's that?
With the Titan malfunction, there were cars that got their paint stripped. What were they located?
I'm not sure which Titan malfunction you're talking about.
No, I think what he's talking about was it the first Atlas, when we got it just off the pad, we had to blow it up, and we took cars out and everything. I think that's what you're referring to.
There was a Delta II issue that solid rocket motors came down. Yeah. But that is complex 17.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How big is the fairing on this one?
It's 5 meters in diameter, and I'm sorry, I don't know that height. You probably have information on that.
Wow. Okay, I got a scale there.
Yeah. About the rocket itself is about 197 feet tall.
Curiosity is up in the top?
What's that?
Mars Curiosity is up in the very
top? Oh,
top?
absolutely. It's in the encapsulated portion. The where you see the blue A for Atlas, that's the area right underneath the American flag. That's the area that the Centaur, the second stage, is in. By the way, the Centaur was used on that Titan 3 that sent the Viking probes out to Mars also. Centaur was first developed actually to send payloads to the moon back in the 60s. So we've been flying the Centaur since then. We've been flying Atlases since 1957.
How long does it take to get from the building to?
From the building out to the pad took us about 30 minutes. We bring it out of the building, stop and do some adjustments of it, and the actual travel time is about 17 minutes.
How fast?
A brisk walk.
Basically, it's just over 4 miles an hour.